Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community posts. You already know the vibes, and it's Wednesday, so you already know what that means. It's time for your AEW Dynamite review. And I'm gonna go ahead and just get the elephant out the room. I'm gonna just go ahead and just get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and get the big business. Speaking of big business, man, we have the big major announcement from Tony Khan. Now, normally when it comes to these Tony Khan announcements, they can either be hits or misses. It can either be the announcement of CM Punk possibly, or the announcement of ticket sales going on sale. This time, we had the announcement of a venue, the announcement of a show, AEW Big Business, which is going to take place on March 13th, I think, in Boston at TD Garden. And what is it, the significance of all this? I'm glad you asked. I will tell you. Boston is the home of one Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Mone. And if you pay attention to the dirt sheets and the internet and rumors on the internet, you pretty much know that Mercedes Mone is pretty much signed to AEW, and they're just waiting for the perfect time to, showcase her and debut her. And most likely it's going to be in Boston at Big Business. And even if you look at the graphic, it has Boston spelled with two S's, with the S's being dollar signs. And if you look on Mercedes' Twitter page, it says her location is Boston, same thing. So it's pretty much Mercedes Mone, and I'm excited about it. I'm happy for her. Happy to see Mercedes Mone back in wrestling. She's been injured. She's been out for a year. So it's looking like AEW is going to be officially her home. And she's pulling up March 13th, Boston, AEW Big Business. The only downfall of this is I was hoping she would show up at Revolution. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but it is what it is. I can't be too mad at it because March 13th is boss time. And as for the rest of this episode of AEW, man, it was a fun episode. It was good. It was awesome. It was one of those AEW episodes that I've been missing for so long. It started off with the number one contenders match between Swere and Hangman Adam Page. And this is one of those matches that are early contenders for one of those MOTYCs, one of those match of the years, man. And this went exactly pretty much how I expected it to go. I expected it to go to a time limit. I expected it to end up, leading to a triple threat match. And I also expected the match to be good. But good God, I didn't expect it to be this good on free television. I feel like I should be paying for what I just saw. I'm not, but I'm just saying the match was awesome. Yeah, Swerve busting out buckshot lariats. You had him doing the dead eye through tables. He had Hangman's mustache becoming more and more egregious. And I have a relative theory about Hangman's mustache. I feel like the thicker it gets, the more mustache you get, the more evil he becomes. And that was pretty much on display on this episode because the people were strictly behind Swerve and they were booing Hangman. And the thing is, Hangman leaned into it. He was playing the role of the heel. He was looking at the crowd like, why are you booing me? This dude broke into my house and and all these heinous things, and the people love him. So if this does lead to a heel turn from Hangman, it would make sense and it would be totally justified. But this match went the full 30 minutes, went to a time limit draw, and it looked like Swerve was going to get the win. He hit the JML driver with a busted ankle. He was going for the 1, he was going for the 2, but before the referee could count to 3, the time limit was up, man. It was over. And Swerve looked just devastated. He looked distraught, and they pulled out the old Adam Cole MJF move, and Swerve asked for 5 more minutes because Swerve knew deep down that he had Hangman beat, and if it would have went 10 seconds longer, Swerve would be the number one contender for the AEW Championship. However, to my surprise, Hangman didn't want no parts of this because Hangman's ultimate goal was to keep Swerve from winning the AEW Championship, and if it goes to a draw, and if Hangman denies Swerve the 5 more minutes, he knows he can't beat him. So Hangman's going crazy. He's like, no 5 minutes for you, bitch. You can't beat me. However, Tony Schiavone got word from Tony Khan that at Revolution is going to be a triple threat match. It's going to be Samoa Joe defending his title against both Hangman and Swerve. And Swerve is like, he's ecstatic, he's happy about it. But Hangman, he's going crazy. He's yelling, Swerve didn't beat me, he can't beat me. His mustache is just going crazy. And it's looking like we had a low-key double turn through this match, with the people rocking more with Swerve and Hangman going heel. So who knows where this is going to develop? Who knows where this is going to lead in the upcoming weeks? And then you cut to backstage with Samoa Joe. He's looking pissed off because he doesn't want to fight either one of these dudes. He's saying they're both not worthy. I'm expecting a good match between all 3 of these dudes. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a rocket buster. It's going to be a slobber knocker. All those words that describe great wrestling content for me and for you. So after this, we had a match between Timeless Tony Storm and Red Velvet with Deonna Purrazzo on commentary. And this was an okay match. It was alright. You had Mariah May at ringside. And it was kind of funny because Deonna called Mariah May creepy because the way she was looking at Tony Storm. I'm like, you're not wrong, because that's kind of how I look at Mariah May, so it's justified in the creepiness. Tony Storm ended up getting the win with his modified ankle lock, and they looked really sick by the way that Tony Storm had it locked in. Like, she had the ankle lock locked in, and it looked like she had her foot on the back of Red Velvet's neck. I'm like, yo, that's chill out. It's Black History Month. Don't do that. So after the match, you had a face-to-face between Deonna and Tony Storm, and it got kind of weird. It got a little intimate because it looked like Tony Storm was sniffing Deonna Purrazzo, and I thought they were gonna kiss. They didn't, but sometimes, these things happen, but it didn't happen. And it looked like they were about to fight, but Luther broke it up. So yeah, man, more setup before their match at Revolution. After this, you cut to a backstage segment with best friends. You had Orange Cassidy, Trent and Rocky Romero. And Orange Cassidy's talking about how at on Collision this Saturday, he's having a match with Tomohiro Ishii. And I'm like, how does Ishii keep getting these random matches for the championship, especially against Orange Cassidy? And I'm assuming Trent had the same question, because he's like, he was kind of questioning, like, oh, Ishii got a match for the title, huh? So you can kind of tell that there's something going on between Trent and Orange Cassidy. And I feel like this is going to lead to something. I don't know if this is going to lead to the eventual heel turn that we've been waiting for like 3 years from Trent. I don't know. But it looks like that's coming pretty soon. Also, it's going to be a six-man tag this Friday on Rampage. You got the Best Friends taking on the Undisputed Kingdom. Speaking of the Undisputed Kingdom, you cut to backstage where Adam Cole and the gang beat up Chuck Taylor because, reasons. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you guys. I don't care about the Undisputed Kingdom, and it sucks that I feel that way because I like Adam Cole. Wardlow's cool. Roderick Strong has a mustache. The Kingdom, they're there too. So I feel like I should care, but I don't. Hopefully that changes in the future, but right now, I don't give a fuck. Speaking of things that I kind of didn't care about, but I ended up liking eventually, you have the Blackpool Combat Club taking on the guys from CMLL. I was watching the match. I enjoyed it. Don't ask me who any of these 3 men are. And what makes it even worse, you had 3 more dudes at ringside. I think one of those guys was Mystico. That's the only person I knew. Other than that, I don't know these dudes. But they're great wrestlers. They're good luchadors. And the match was fine. But I'm like, I don't care. But one thing that did pop me was every time the Blackpool Combat Club went to the outside, like say for instance, John Moxley did a dive, you had the other 2 luchadors come out and just beat the hell out of John Moxley, and vice versa. Like if any of the luchadors would go to the outside, you would have Claudio and Bryan Danielson just beat them up. So that kind of made me laugh a little bit. And like I said, the match was fine. It was an okay match. The BCC won due to cheating. Claudio did a low blow on Lucha number 2, I guess, and the CML guys didn't like that too much, so they started fighting again. And for some reason, you had Cool Hand Ange, Christopher Daniels, and I want to say Matt Sydal come out. And I'm like, why these 3? Like, there's nobody else that could come out. Like, anybody else? Why these random 3 dudes? But whatever, it is what it is. I'm guessing this is gonna continue, so that's cool. Whatever. One more thing I kind of didn't care about, but ultimately came out on the other side enjoying. It was Takeshita taking on Chris Jericho, and I gotta say, man, this was a pretty good match by Chris Jericho standards in 2024. This was a good match. Takeshita is a beast. I would love to see more singles competition from him, and like I said, man, the match was good, man. It was a good match. You had Powerhouse Hobbs and Don Callis on the outside, and you also had the return of Sammy Guevara, who's back, and he hit Powerhouse Hobbs with a steel chair, and they fought a little bit. They fought away from the shenanigans. And speaking of shenanigans, you had Don Callis trying to cause distraction. He hit Chris Jericho in the face with a screwdriver, like dead ass right in the face. And I'm like, yo, what? That's crazy. And it was looking like Takeshita was gonna win with the walls of Jericho. Like he had the hole locked in, and it was looking like Chris Jericho was gonna tap out. He was gonna do that thing where the ref held his hand up one time, held his hand up 2 times. It was looking like he was gonna do the 3 times, but Chris Jericho powered through with the power of NDAs and Judas, and he tried to fight through, but Takeshita locked the hold in a little bit tighter, and made Chris Jericho tap out. Chris Jericho tapped out to his own move, to the walls of Jericho, to the Lion Tamer, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it the walls of Takeshita. Well, that's a pretty good win for Takeshita, man. He got a big win. What happens after this, I don't know. Is it going to lead to something? Probably not, because let's not forget how Takeshita beat Kenny Omega twice in the span of a week, and it didn't really lead to anything. But hopefully the tide turns for Takeshita, as well as the rest of the Don Callis family. So it's main event time. We have the AEW Tag Team title on the line. You have Ricky Starks. You have Big Bill. You have Darby Allin. And most importantly, it's Sting! And his little junior Sting. You have Sting 1 and Sting 2, his sons, sitting at ringside. And that was kind of a dead-ass giveaway that Sting was winning these Tag Team Championships with Darby Allin. And this was a Texas Tornado Tag Team match. There was shenanigans. There was tables. It was Sting jumping off of the top of stuff, and I can't wait to see Sting jump off stuff live in Greensboro. That's gonna pop me tremendously. And this was a fun match, man. This was fun. Big Bill, man, that dude is a beast. He was absolutely beating the holy hell out of Darby Allin. He was bouncing like a basketball. Darby put Big Bill through a table. Ricky Starks speared Sting. He looked like he didn't want to do it. He looked like he didn't want to, end the legacy of Sting. But ultimately, he had to do what he had to do. A Mac and Baby's got to do what a Mac and Baby's got to do. But it wasn't enough. Sting powered up through the power of Woo Wings and woo and all that, whatever Sting does. And he ended up hitting the Scorpion Death Drop on Ricky Starks. 1, 2, 3. New AEW Tag Team Champions. And it was a good moment, man. It was a good look. The crowd was into it. They've been hot the entire show from beginning to end. They're celebrating. They're cheering Sting. There's confetti and pyro. And everyone's celebrating, and Sting celebrating with his sons. But out of nowhere, you had the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas, attack Sting's sons. They attack Sting's other son, Darby Allin. They attack Sting. They're beating up everybody. There's blood all over their white clothes and all over their mustaches and goatees. And this ultimately ends with the Young Bucks hitting the EVP trigger, formerly known as the BT trigger, on Darby Allin. And they hold up the tag team titles. And it's looking like that's what the move is going to be going forward, man. Sting and Darby defending those tag titles against the Young Bucks, the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. My God almighty. So, man, this was an action-packed episode of Dynamite. Outside of that trios match, this was a legit show, man. I had fun. The first match made it feel like a low-key pay-per-view. The crowd was hot throughout the entire show, man. I had fun with it. I hope you guys had fun with it as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited to see Mercedes Mone show up finally in AEW? Are you excited for your new tag team champions Sting and Darby Allin? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care of these. I'm out. Peace.